Alrighty. Um, I was questioned about the layout being different than mine in Inkscape 1.0. We have the same version. Why does mine look different than yours? Well, depending how they configured it when you did the install, um, you'll have a different layout. I don't know why that is. It seems like it chooses randomly which layout you're going to get. Sometimes you get what you see on my screen right now. Other times you get others. Well, in order to change that to look like mine, which this is the custom one, I'll get to that in a minute, you go to View in the upper left corner, come down to Default, and you might be looking at this one. If you don't like that one, you can go to Wide. You'll have this one where all the icons are on your right side. I personally don't like that one, so I go to Custom, which will remove all icons and put them up towards the top. Now, I like having my workspace somewhat off to the side here and having all of my icons to the right here for justification and my text edits and my layers. So what I do is in custom, you can come up to the top here, and any of these buttons you click, such as layers, your layers tab will now be on the side here. And you can just scroll on down to each thing that you want, and you can justify your text. So if I was to come over here and say, Steve, we want this pixels. I'll get to other settings later, but yeah. Okay, so we have Steve. Well, now we can come down to our text editor, which is down here. Here's all my fonts. I can preview my fonts and hit apply. Boom. There's, the new font. Do it that way. When you're in the text tool itself, you can actually adjust your fonts, this way. Yeah, forgot about that one. Um, and you can do your basic deals there. If you don't like these screens, you want them gone, you can X them out. You can also shrink them by hitting the little arrows, which will put them on the side here. Now, you can set up a docking system. See how now it's kind of smaller and compact? So I can get in here and go, oh, I want this centered with the box that's, oops, how do I, okay, there we go. All right, so now I want this text to be centered here. I can go here, boom. This is now centered with that. I can even justify it down a little bit. But that's just, a demo. I'll go into that stuff later on. Um, Depending what tools you like to work with, you can configure this to hold whatever. You can also drag these out and you can have them as individual pop-ups. If you don't like the individual pop-ups that you can literally move anywhere you want so you can do whatever you need to do, um, you can redock these. I have to find the spot. I forgot where the spot was. The spot? Yeah, this spot. You can redock this, dragging. So when it's out, you want to come to where it says layers here, and you'll see it kind of does a square box. Now, if I was to let go of this here, it'll put it to the side of this. I don't like that at all because it takes up too much of my screen. So make sure you move it so that you see the clear box or opaque box here, whatever you want to call it, is at the bottom. And then when you let go, it will put the layer where you want to, put that window where you want it. Yeah, so that's the basics of configuring that. Let's see, you can add objects in stroke, which that comes in handy for when you want to do custom fills and gradients and things like that. Um, I don't really keep this on hand. I use it once in a while, but usually I do everything up in the top menu versus here for that. Or I'll use the menu down in the bottom left corner here with the fill and the stroke. You can customize all of the colors as well. You can even choose different color themes that they've provided. Like, here's Windows XP icons. This is all a gradient for that, which is kind of just funny. Um, you have things like typographic, which I don't really use. Royal Blues. Like I said, you have a whole bunch of different ones here. I personally keep it on the Inkscape default because it just gives me a nice base collection, and me being colorblind works out well because it actually will tell me at the bottom of the screen, hey, this is lime, this is yellow, this is olive, this is red. And that way I can decipher what color I'm supposed to be using at the time. If I want to do a custom wheel, obviously I would have to come up here to, my edit object color gradients section and adjust things from there. All right, so that's just the basic setup for making yours look like mine. Another option you have is if you go to edit and you go to preferences. I personally don't like this mode, but if you go to interface and theme, there's different themes you can choose. And you can get a different effect each time. If you look into the background, you can see here's like a dark mode, which is called high contrast inverse, which is fun. It's a little easier on the eyes, but I don't like the icons, so I don't work with them that much. The old school Windows 32 kind of style. Then there's the system theme, which honestly I didn't see much change. I don't know. I kind of keep it on. Is it high contrast? I think no. Which one? The Adwata. You can change colors and themes, whatever. If your boxes are too big, because depending the resolution on your computer, if you want to change your icons to being something smaller, you can change them here. You can change the toolbox icon size, which right now I can go smaller. Let's see here. That's not what I want to change. Yeah, basically everything's as small as I can get it on my system. You can change these to smaller options if needed. You can also get custom icons. You can get custom themes too off the internet if you really want to. Logos by Nick was a great person that I learned a lot of stuff from, and he's got setups for tool icons and everything else that you can download if this isn't for you. All in all, that's the basics. I don't know what else to cover in this episode. So, hope this is helpful. If you have questions, I'll try and address them in the next video, or I will just address them in comments. And that'll be that for now. All right.